So, do you want to be a mage or a fighter? I can show you how to be a shield.
And welcome to the Scratticus Academy. We are back today with some Call of Cthulhu. First of all, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat now. And a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Bird in the Storm and also Maychan Press. You can find all of their links there. Other than that, let's hop around and say hello to everyone. So we will start with the very lovely Mal. Oh, hi, Mal.
Oh, hi. I'm Mal. You can find me on Twitter at malhadale. What am I doing this Saturday? You can find me at the Salty Sweet charity stream. It's 9 a.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll be in their chat modding and helping them do all kinds of stuff. And I get to be in the last game of the night, a 20th level D&D adventure. Sunday, I get to play my character that ended up being Patrick Verona from 10 Things I Hate About You over on Imperative Pangu's channel in our Things from the Flood mini campaign that we started last week.
That's awesome. That sounds so good. Yes, everyone, please definitely go and check those out because I wanted to be in the Saturday game, but I'm working, so I can't. But it's to head over and support them. It's really good. Otherwise, let's hop down and say hi to Britt. Oh, hello, Atomic Firebird.
Hello. I am Britt. I am not in that. Wow. It's hot in this room. I'm not in that much this summer because it's hot in this room. But I am in a Tales from the Loop / Things from the Flood game on Wednesday nights, which is over at the end of July. It's all drama and fun and angsty 90s teenagers.
Perfect, thank you. And we're going to hop around and say hello to Nassim. Oh, hi.
Hey, I'm Nassim, and I'm Nazgul on the and I'm Bo Franklin for you. Okay.
Okay, so we're pulling a funny face. Hi, we just had the voice from Scrat, so Nassim, please go.
Hello again. Hello. Anyone out there? Can you hear me? I'm Nassim. Okay. I'm Nassim, and I am Bo Franklin Veed today. That's the best I could do again.
Sorry. And then we're going to hop over to Paige. Oh, hi.
I'm like almost afraid to start speaking in case the voice of God comes over again. That was great. Hi, I'm Paige. I'm now thrown off. I really enjoyed that moment. Yeah, you can find me on D&D and Paige, and I'm excited to hopefully survive another week as Idris Hall.
Perfect, thank you. And last but certainly not least, Sagephilia. Hello.
Oh, hi. I'm Holly. I'm Sagephilia here and on Twitter. You can find me here Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I will be playing Maria Santiago, who sadly did not really shoot anything last week, if I remember correctly.
Not without trying. There was definite trying.
There was no. I did shoot some things last week, so we're aiming to keep it going, to keep shooting things.
Keep the track going.
I have to say before we jump in, how much last week's episode still feels fresh, in my body. I still as soon as I thought of it, just instant emotions came into me.
It's inside of you.
I'm immediately nervous.
It's fine. There's only 3 sessions left. What's the worst that can happen? Last week we found ourselves at crossroads, and there was the name Anubis on one side and Apophis on the other. And after being chased through the woods by these strange, bizarre, sort of blind creatures, we chose the path of Anubis, which led us down to a hospital. A hospital sort of almost like in a valley, and you could try and walk past as much as you want. You kept coming back round to the front door, and after entering the hospital, we found a blind or an eyeless nurse, and she kept talking about an escaped patient and the visitors that would be coming. We also found Bo's little brother Danny, who spoke about all the visitors coming and how his friend was the escaped patient on the premises before the hospital was fully attacked by these creatures from the woods, and also lured into a doctor's room where a My cat just fell out the window. Where the doctor explains that I don't know. We'll be fine. We'll work it out. Aiden may not even be real. And Charlie may not be real. As Charlie was in Idris's backpack, and all that came out was a toy monkey with a set of symbols. She's fine.
Appropriate timing.
Just, yeah. My cat
She
loves
just wanted to make sure that we know she's real.
Yeah, exactly. And this escaped patient seems to have been an ally, maybe, helping our adventurers out and fleeing back into the forest. And that is where we will pick it up today. And you see this man, this figure, sort of sprint out into the woods as you can hear the wind whipping around you. These dark figures you can hear hissing and clawing at the back as the hospital doors are slammed shut. As you see the flickering lights sort of start to fade as you run into the darkness of this forest. What are you doing? How are you running?
Carefully.
Beyond the hospital, right? We're not trying to go back the way we came, or did we pretty much pick the wrong way?
Which way are you going?
Back the way we came?
What was back the way we came?
Guys, do we wanna...
Crossroads.
Yeah, the crossroads. Crossroads.
Yes.
Well, we can go around the back because it was full of the same sort of monsters. So I think we have to go back the way we were going or coming from.
Sounds good.
You do see some of these creatures slowly start to pour out of the hospital. They don't seem to have a lock on you. They don't seem to be able to see you, but they are leaving the building and sniffing the air, digging these very long hands into the dirt, almost gaining grip to take off in a sprint again as they move in a very animalistic way despite looking very human.
Is our homie still with us?
You can see this man a little bit further ahead of you through the trees, and if you stop, he stops and looks to you, and he beckons for you to follow.
See, I go wherever he goes. He seems to know exactly what he's doing. So
Yeah.
either he's taking us a terrible direction or the correct one. I don't know if there's a way to tell before we get there, though.
Just assume it's terrible. Everything's been terrible forever since we got on the boat the first
Eddie,
time.
that means we are due for some good luck, see?
I wish. I hope. Maybe.
Theodore is periodically kind of like looking around and whispering, Aiden! Aiden! But not too loud.
You're not that loud. It's okay. Nothing is.
Like careful whispers.
And you see these things start to run very much like they did through the forest beforehand. This man beckons to you, and he too goes into a sprint and runs back the way you came through this forest, not sticking to the path, but between the trees.
I want to follow as best I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you all roll me either a dexterity check, or you can do, it depends how you're doing it, so you can either do dexterity, you can do stealth if you're trying to do it a bit slower, yeah, or something like that for me.
Dex. Okay.
Oh,
Could I roll a navigate to try to follow?
you can.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
And
Second I fall, I take out my gun.
yeah, you, Bo, you crash into the ground. You don't see a root that sticks out, and you sort of trip and you fall. And on a fumble, your gun leaves your hand. It's not very far, but your ankle is caught in this sort of root that has come up. The rest of you can sprint. Edward's good at running. Ed has bolted. He has followed Beck and he is on the run. Theodore, you can keep up. You're just a little bit behind Edward. And Maria, you are running. You've got your gun out, but you don't quite see where Bo has fallen. And you effectively trip over Bo. And Idris, you keep on sprinting. You're not going very fast. You're not keeping up with the others, but you're there. And Bo and Maria, as you sort of trip, you fall and you can turn and you see one of these creatures edging its way towards you. Its shoulders, its arms and elbows, almost spider-like, leering towards you.
Does it seem to be aware of us?
It's not fully aware. You see no eyes, but you see it sniffing the air as it starts to crawl, not over you, but it's inches away from where your feet are, and it's sort of leering as it sort of drifts just above you, sniffing the air. Could you both roll me a stealth check, please?
Oh no!
We can't just sit here in silence for a minute.
That's how that works.
No!
What? Bo. At least they're getting you instead of me.
And Maria, as you put your finger up to your lips, Bo, this thing you sort of try and move back just with your arm, and a twig snaps. And this thing starts to slide just above you. It's only just an inch above your face as you lie there trying to be quiet. Its nose almost touching yours, and you can feel the breath on your face. And Maria, you see another one start to come out behind the trees, sensing its companion nearby. What would you like to do?
Is Bo still like stuck tangled in the root? Or can he move?
It could move easily, but not without sound. However, Bo right now has this thing right up against him. And it's not a friendly one.
Is it even worth it to try to grapple it and like wrestle with it?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Because that's what I want to do.
You have a gun to the left of you, but out of... you'd have to move to reach the gun.
Yeah.
You'd also have to move to tackle it. Would you like to tackle? As this thing,
I
you
might as well
feel
go
it...
for the gun first. I would try to kick it off me and away from both of us, and then go for the gun.
Okay. Thank you for that donation, Gemsong. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Everyone gets an auto success.
What?
So
Successfully grapple it.
What would you like to use an auto success on doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
On the grappling, I just want to like overtake him, flip him over, incapacitate, I don't know, slam his head into the
Okay.
ground, and then just go for my gun.
Okay. On an auto success, you have this thing getting closer and closer. You can hear it sniffing. You can't see any eyes, but you manage to grab hold of it, and you suddenly realize how big it is, almost more gangly than anything at all. And you can grab it and you can roll over on top of it to sort of force it down and kick it off of both you and Maria. And you kick your foot straight into its chest, and you hear it sort of scream and yell out, and you hear a crunch as you back away. And you can get hold of your gun by kicking off. And Maria,
What is the other one's reaction to this?
The other one, it doesn't necessarily look directly towards you. It's definitely in the vicinity, but it's heard its companion, this other one, scream, so it looks in that direction.
If I shoot it, there's gonna be a bunch more coming. Am I stupid enough for that? Is Maria stupid enough to shoot it? I don't think so. I think I want to try the trick from before where we threw a rock like in the other direction.
Yeah.
Is there like...
For me. Or throw. There's an actual throw. I don't know what, but we can use that. That's fine.
Thanks. My throw is a 20.
I was going to say, if you then fail, I feel really mean. You can launch this rock, and it sails between the trees, and you hear it sort of rumble, and you see this thing's head perk up, including the one that Bo kicked off, as it sort of limps slightly to the side, clutching what you're pretty sure is its ribs. And they both start to almost like canter off in this direction. Bo and Maria, you feel a hand on your arm pull you up as this hooded figure sort of comes over to you and again beckons for you, quickly puts their finger to their lips and starts moving again. And after running, all of you can come to a clearing. And you're not too sure how long you've been running, but you're tired. And this person stops at the center. You see a sword drawn. As he starts to walk around the perimeter, checking, you see almost like string all between the trees holding like bells and bits of metal clattering. And as you run into this clearing, he fixes one more, almost sealing you off. And he stands there and pulls his hood down. And there is a man in front of you, sort of very dark hair, face covered in hieroglyphic tattoos, including his arms. As you see them rolled up whilst he holds the sword, you can see them all the way over his fingertips. And he looks at you.
Thank you for your help, Mr.
He looks down at your hand. Beck.
Mr. Beck. It's very nice to meet you.
Why are you out here?
You know, trying not to die. Mostly, I think, yes.
You're not doing a very good job of it.
Oh, no, see, we know. We already lose a monkey and a breadstick boy, so...
He looks very confused.
Well, Prophet Teddy here, he knows everything. He can talk to you more about this sort of thing.
We didn't lose them. They are just not currently here.
And he walks very close to you, very sort of in your personal space, just looks at you. He reaches out, takes your face and turns it from side to side and lets go again.
I would kindly ask you not, touch me without my permission. Thank you.
Why are you here? How did you get in here? Why are you not like them?
Well, it's a very, very long story. Do you want all of it, or just the last few minutes?
How long have you been wandering?
I'm gonna look at everyone else. Oh shit! It feels like a few days.
I mean, just in the forest or in all of the illusions?
Well, because it started with the boat.
Say, what time did the boat leave?
I don't recall.
And this man, you can see, goes down to what looks like almost like a camp, very, very basic, and he starts lighting a fire and sits by it and watches all of you as you see this light dance about the forest.
Aren't they going to see the light?
No, they don't see.
Right.
Can I not smell the burning wood?
Not in this perimeter, no. What did you take?
Oh, well, that wasn't me. And I'm gonna grab Edward and pull him forward. I think that Edward here can explain that part a bit.
What did you take, Edward?
A statue.
Of what?
Anubis.
From where?
Some back alley museum type place in the city before we got on the boat.
And he sort of squints at all of you over the flames.
And it's been nothing but trouble ever since then, and we've been trying very hard to take it back to where it is supposed to go. But all of these illusionary places have been making it very, very difficult.
Have you seen the serpent?
We've seen some really messed up things, but I don't know if we've seen like
An
just
image.
one.
An image of a serpent. That's how he identifies.
See,
Well,
it was
yeah.
on the signpost, yeah? The
Yes.
direction we went.
It was also on the hospital.
You can sit down.
I like to be in a ready to bolt position.
I'll sit.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'll
need
sit
to clean
down.
my gun anyway.
First of all, who are you? What are you doing here in this still illusion?
Beck. I said my name was Beck.
But from like where? How are you here?
I'm a wanderer. I don't know how I'm here. But I've been here before. I've been here many a time. And I'm very curious as to why you are here. Are you trapped? Are you stuck? Are you in a loop?
Did you take something too?
No.
How did you
But-
know that Eddie did?
It's normally how it happens.
So there have been others like us?
He sort of pauses briefly, takes a stick, and pushes the fire. A few, but they got out for a different reason, in a different way. but they weren't the same. I believe his name was Howard Carter. Or John Cooper. And it sort of pauses again. George something, I don't know.
What about Charlotte?
I don't know a Charlotte.
Maybe she don't make it out.
Then who did we meet?
Well, she was a mummy. I mean, but I don't know if she was still a mummy on the boat, or if we even made it to the boat. Oh, we took a feather too, but that wasn't until after all of these started happening. And we gave it back, or at least tried to.
Did you see the scales?
See?
He pauses again.
Did you see with this person you were talking about, a dog?
I did.
That's interesting. I like dogs.
So do I.
Theodore's just looking at everyone else.
And this man pulls like a pack out the side and just starts eating just some of this bread and these dried meats. And he looks at you with the, did you want some?
Everything we've eaten to here has turned to sand.
Suit yourself. And he keeps eating.
Where did you get that from if you've just been wandering here?
I always have it. It appears every morning.
Okay. You don't seem suspicious of reappearing bread?
No.
So
Suit
you're
yourself.
stuck in a loop then.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not like you.
Well, we don't really know what's happening either. This guy took something and we all got involved. And we've only been following orders since then. But we're still getting dicked around for it.
And he sighs again. I'm not like you because I didn't steal something to be here. I've always been here. I'm not... What is it you people call yourselves?
Human?
That's it. Human.
So what do you identify as?
Wanderer, messenger, teacher. I don't know. Take your pick. Depends what you need me for. Guide.
Can you...
Take that, please. And thank you. Guide us, yes.
Why were you trapped?
You mean at the hospital?
If you're a wanderer.
I was looking for one of my students. He is blind. Horace wanders the forest blind, and I'm trying to find him. You are trapped in Apophosis's game.
Why would Apotheosis care about someone who stole Anubis' statue? Are they buddy-buddies, or...?
There's nothing wrong with the statue. You've entered his world with something from the mortal one. Something from his time and mortal. It keeps you connected to it. Therefore, you cannot be lost in here entirely. He's trying to lose you in here. He's trying to distract you.
So the statue is really good to have?
I wouldn't get rid of it if I were you.
So how do we stop these then? If it started after we took the Sorry, after Eddie took the statue.
And he pauses. You must stop. Hypothesis. He has escaped. He is out. That is why you are here. He is... And he takes another bite out of his bread and produces a flask and swigs from it. He's known as a demonic god of chaos, of confusion, a primordial beast which dwells in the realm of the shadow. He has many names. Has one sole drive: to devour all of creation. He was once held captured by Ra, the Lord of Light. Do you know any of this, or any of you historians? You look like a professor. Is that what they called you? He looks over at Theodore.
Maybe. What? Yes.
Egyptology a specialty?
Not really.
And you see him just sort of, like, almost like sigh out of frustration. Like, Ra has disappeared. Horus has disappeared. The only thing that was keeping this chaos god in check was the spear, or the staff, or the knife, the blade of Ra. Once wielded by Horus, but Set fought him, destroyed him, and he lost his sight because of it, and now he wanders the forest. You must find the spear.
I mean, do you know where it is, or where they fought, or?
Well, we've been looking for.
It's not a matter of where it is. I know where it is. I can't touch it. I am part of this realm. And it is housed, it is protected by Apophysis. He'll do anything to make sure no one gets it. Until he is struck down by it, he reigns. He has control.
Theodore has been thinking. Ra. I think that's the sun one, right?
Correct. Yeah, everyone in there, like, great job, Theodore. Everyone thumbs up.
Usually it relies on Aiden.
I did have a question. You say it is housed in a way protected, and you two seem to have some idea of protection against those things. So is there a way that we can go from here to where it is with our own sort of gestures to the circle, this sort of thing?
I mean, you can't take this with you. And he looks around at all of the thread and the bells is to let me know when they come near, they wander into it.
Oh, I thought
Distracts them.
so. We would have to have like big sticks with bells all over them, and probably not.
I can take you to the place. I cannot enter. You almost took the path, but you didn't.
The other one that doesn't lead to the hospital? Ay.
I mean, in our defense, it was about a 50-50 chance.
And we were being chased.
And we were being chased.
And he just nods in agreement.
I mean, he's the god of chaos. Who knows what would have happened? He may have put the hospital on the other side if we went that way. He's tricky.
But we'll take you up on your offer.
I will take you there. He cannot touch you in this realm. He can't. But he can do everything in his power to create illusions, distractions, monsters, creatures, maybe memories and things from your past to try and stop you. And they are very, very real.
Yeah, we've had our own fair share of some of those illusions already.
There's only going to be more, so I guess when can we leave?
You can leave now, or you can rest.
Can he make things that did exist not exist anymore?
I don't know exactly how he works.
I pull out Charlie in response. I'm like this one here.
And he looks at it. Why did you bring a toy?
It used to be real.
It used to be a real monkey.
And he sort of picks it up, looks at
Gentle.
it, turns it over. He's like having a look. My best bet is that you haven't been carrying Charlie for a very long time.
What'd he do to Charlie?
Oh, Charlie's probably still here. But I don't think you've had Charlie for many days from the looks of this.
He's not really good at taking care of himself. I think we better get out of here.
Maybe it's possible too that when Aiden, went down, we never got him back.
No. Aiden is somewhere holding on to Charlie in just a different vision thing. Maybe they're on a different train or a different boat or something that...
Are you talking about heaven, Professor Chetty? Because I'm a little worried now.
He just goes silent.
No, see, it's possible, especially because we all know Aiden doesn't like monkeys. So what would Aiden's biggest fear be is maybe to be stuck with the monkey that he has to take care of, but also doesn't like. So maybe that's just, that's just their torture, is to be stuck together.
I really think that his is a biggest nightmare is probably a carb-free diet, but let's hope they're together.
See, having to share every breadstick with a monkey would be horrible. He would have to eat after the monkey every time.
And this man just looks at all of you, half confused, half just waiting.
Well, I'm almost done cleaning my gun, and I see you're almost done eating, so after that, maybe we can do it.
I will pack. And he just starts putting in his very few items into this pack, almost like a leather rucksack, as he heaves it onto his shoulders and tightens it and secures it. And he walks towards the edge of this circle of bells. Are you coming? All of you.
No. Yeah.
Do you have any extra bells?
And you literally look at the back of his rucksack and you can see some all tied together very tightly, wrapped in fabric. And he's like, if you want them.
I think it would be helpful, but they are yours, so it's up to you.
I have many here. And he sort of takes out this these bells that look like they've been stuffed with material so that they don't make a sound at all when he's moving. And he hands, there's about 4 or 5 of them there. They're like small ones, they're very, very small. But he hands them over to you. It's good for distractions.
Eddie, you should take these. You've proven time and time again you are the best runner, you are the best swimmer. If something needs to be distracted, you will be up front. You can throw it in a completely opposite direction than all the rest of us who are far behind.
Okay. Takes them and puts them in his bag.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beck.
Beck. That's it. And he starts to walk. And he walks very slowly. And he briefly looks back. Step where I step. Nowhere else.
Alrighty.
And he starts to walk. And time goes by. You can see the path you came down, but he doesn't go anywhere near it. He sort of walks almost as if alongside it without doing anything. And you see again some of these very tall, upright figures in the woods. Unmoving this time. They're not walking at all. And every now and then he turns back and puts a finger to his lips as you pass them. And he keeps walking. What order are you all walking in? Out of curiosity.
I'm
like-
happy to be in the back with my shotgun out.
Mm-hmm.
If we got the shotgun in the back, I'll be in the front with the rifle.
I feel like I'd be middle-ish because I've got nothing.
A penchant for losing knives.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm assuming Idris and Edward in between as well then.
Yeah.
Okay. You're walking for a bit and you hear throughout the forest these strange murmurs, this humming. Edward, if you look to the side every now and then, you think you see a little girl run between the trees. And Idris, you watch these figures, and some of them seem to watch you go. They have no eyes, but their head traces the group. They don't move. And Beck falls back to Theodore. Excuse me, you are a man of knowledge, a man of teaching.
That has been a thing that has been said about me.
The spear, the staff, it extends to a spear with a blade. The old god must be killed only using this spear.
Oh, all right.
Otherwise, everything collapses.
I just. All right. I don't.
How is your conscience?
How does one judge that? I am not a philosophy teacher.
And he sort of like narrows his eyes at you in confusion. Are you ready to face a god?
Oh, emphatically no.
Good. You said yes, I probably would have slapped you around the face.
Please don't.
You can say yes. Something
Right.
to know. Whoever kills this god with this spear is granted immortality. But do it quickly. Otherwise, the chaos will continue. His armies will rise. And the earth will be no more.
This is a lot to quite frankly dump on a group of strangers.
You came here.
Not of our own volition.
No. You think I'm here of my own volition?
Well, that's debatable because you said you'd always been here.
I didn't choose to be here.
Have you ever tried to leave?
Many a time.
All right, then. I guess you're right.
He just stares at you blankly. He doesn't really have an expression. You're a man of knowledge. And he sort of looks back at the others. Teddy. He's not heard you called anything else.
Theodore is a bit more proper.
He nods. Theodore, you will do well to remember what I've told you.
That's usually what I use my intern for. Honestly, if you're looking for somebody who has a lot of knowledge, I really do think that Maria, the one with the big gun, is really probably considerably smarter than I am. Just so you know. I'll write all that down.
Don't doubt yourself, Theodore. It will get you killed.
So Theodore's gonna pull the little journal out and start trying to remember all of that.
You can write it all down easily and remember it. And as you sort of finish scribbling all this down and look up, you notice Beck has moved back to Edward. And Beck comes and stands next to Edward. Hello.
Hi.
You see the little girl, don't you?
Yeah.
He nods. Don't follow her, but heed her warnings.
Oh, okay.
A gift can also be a curse, but then you know that, and he sort of looks down at the Anubis where the Anubis statue is.
Yeah, it can.
Do you trust everyone in this party? With your life and your sanity?
They haven't done me wrong yet. More some friends I've had.
I'm scared of dying, Edward.
Who isn't?
Me?
Are you immortal?
No. I don't think so. Just very good at staying alive. Would you want to be immortal? To live forever? To not become ill?
It sounds tempting, I will admit, but I think I'm undecided on that point at the moment. I mean, my life hasn't been the greatest. Why would I want to keep living life forever?
To improve it?
Seems like some people, no matter how hard they try, can't make those improvements. Maybe I'm one of those people.
Could you make improvements if you had a reason? If you had a child?
Maybe. But I don't have a child. So...
And he smiles and looks back over towards the little girl that stands in a blue dress in the forest. And looks back again. What about her?
You said don't trust her. I've never seen her until the crazy started.
I said don't follow her, but heed her warnings. She's not real, but her warnings are. Because on another plane, she is real. And she's in trouble. And she's reaching out. She doesn't think she's getting anywhere. She goes to sleep, and when she sleeps, she dreams of a forest. She dreams of a boat. She dreams of a temple. Because there's a connection to it. Don't give up just yet, Edward.
He just kind of nods his head.
You have things to make up for.
Sure, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Doesn't everyone?
And again, he smiles. You could do that with immortality.
Edward will drop back a step because he doesn't know what to do.
And sort of sensing this, it's not a decision you have to make now. Just think about it.
All right.
And he just turns his back to you and starts walking back to the front of the group. And after a walk, you walk for about an hour. Is there anything any of you would like to discuss with each other before you reach the destination? Okay.
I'm just trying to be quiet because these things are everywhere.
Yeah, you can see them. Again, they're not moving with you. In fact, you can look back as they stay exactly where they are. And you stop in a new clearing near a pond and a wooden log cabin. It's got a porch. It's got a swing seat on the front that sort of drifts gently in the wind. There is a small pair of children's shoes by the door. This seems to be only 1 story high. But if you peek through the window, you can see a set of stairs. And Beck stops and looks to you. We are here.
Really? This is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
is it someone's place?
Why, what do you see?
A cabin.
Huh. Yes, then
What
it's
do
a
you see?
cabin. I see a temple.
Well, that's a bit cooler. That's what that I was going to see, but no, okay.
I go no further.
If we're seeing
Yes.
a cabin in the woods and you're seeing a temple, we're seeing a forest. What are you seeing around us?
I see a forest.
All right.
I see a forest surrounded by where tall creatures stand in between the trees, and thousands of people watch us walk.
Okay. No, I didn't need to know that.
And thank you for taking us to here. And the best of luck to you surviving, I suppose.
I will wait here. I cannot guarantee, however, that the reality you step out of afterwards, I will be in it. But I'll wait.
Well, in this reality or the next, it was good of you to help us out.
Wait, is this stick, rod, staff gonna just be laying around somewhere, or should we just? Do we know what to keep an eye out for? Do you know what to keep an eye out for?
It will be wrapped in linen. I don't know where because I don't know what you are going to see in there. But it will be hidden.
Can he disguise it as other things?
He cannot disguise the spear itself. It's too pure, he can't touch it. But he can disguise things around it.
All right.
Yeah, I guess we should go in, right? Get this over with. Hope we make it out.
Mm-hmm.
See.
See you on the other side.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And he bows to you and takes a step back and sits down, opens his pack and takes out something to eat and watches the house.
I can be the gentleman and hold the door if you like.
You can walk up the steps onto this sort of porch as the wood creaks. The door is painted red with a brass door handle. The swing drifts and creaks in the breeze. Do you open the door?
I don't think we're going to knock first, so guess I open the door.
You open the door into a long hallway. There are some pictures on the wall, but it looks just like wood that's been painted, but old paint as it chips off. Almost like the same paint from those metal sort of railings in the ship. You see a fresh vase of flowers on a table on the side. And you can look back out the door and you see Beck sat there waiting. At the other end of the corridor is another red door with a bronze handle.
All aboard, I think.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to take a real quick bio, so I'll be back in just a second.
Eddie, what did this man tell you?
Yes, indeed. And he'll take out his little notebook. Well, the spear is important, and well, the staff turns into a spear. I didn't quite write. So you must wield it to kill the god, and then right. We're supposed to kill a god, and something about immortality, and then I think he was mentally testing me in some way. He asked if I was ready to kill a god, and I said no, and he said good, and it was so yes.
What about you, Eddie?
He asked me if I wanted to be immortal, and he pushed that question a few times. He said that the girl that I've seen is real in another reality, and that she's reaching out somehow when she sleeps.
But you don't know her in our reality.
I've never seen her till the crazy started here.
He's just trying to make people immortal. I don't think anyone wants to live here with him.
He also
That's what he
said
means.
he's not immortal when I asked him. At least not that he knows.
All right, well, I'm ready to find this thing and get the fuck out.
I
So
agree.
if someone is going to be immortal, are we all being immortal, or?
I hope not. That would kind of suck.
My films will do that for me anyway.
Well, that's a little conceited. No.
I mean, if it is simply that I never get a hangover again, I would be pretty happy with that, but...
The way he spoke to me makes it sound like it's a single person would become immortal.
And do you
Yes,
want to be?
I think the spear wielder, it was implied, was that position.
Oh,
But
well, you know, when we all end up in a loony bin from this, the immortal one has to take over and be caretakers for the rest of us, because I think I might lose it. I don't know.
See, I agree with this, and also to Breadstick Boy and the monkey if we find them also in the immortal one's care. I think it's only fair.
Don't like this cabin.
I don't think we should look at the pictures.
Are there pictures on the wall? I'm too tempted. I want to look at the pictures now.
So, have you all stepped in to the hallway? Okay.
Yeah, we're just gossiping about Beck.
Just chilling.
Like,
as
oh,
the
that guy.
as the front door closes, you see Beck eating his sandwich, basically, as the door closes. And you are in this corridor, as I said, with these pictures on the wall and this vase of flowers on the side, on a chest of drawers, like a table, very fresh flowers. If you look at these pictures, they contain people, a man and a woman and 2 children. Sort of a family photo. They're all smiling.
Seems pretty wholesome to me.
I'm glad it is wholesome. I still do not want to look at them.
Well, no need.
Is it anyone we know?
No, just a mom and dad and kid.
So to the next door, then.
You open the next red door. You walk into a corridor with pictures on the walls, a chest of drawers at the side, with a slightly wilting vase of flowers. At the other end of the corridor is a red door. Off to the left is another red door.
Is there any like symbols?
There is no symbols on the doors or anything.
I'm gonna look at this picture again.
Look at the picture. It's the same family. Their smiles are bigger. They start to... You see how stretched they are, very much like the things you saw on the boat and on the train. And I need you to roll a sanity check for me, please.
It begins. Woo!
Okay. Could you please lose 2 sanity? And as you watch this painting, it seems to move as the smiles seem to grow bigger and bigger and spread up the side of their faces. The little boy in the picture is Danny.
Oh.
And the paint starts to run out of the frame, down the side of the wall, and onto the floor.
So which of these directions do we go?
Beck didn't say anything, right? I mean, these are just 2 red doors. Well, how big is a staff on average, would y'all say? Because as I start to open these drawers, hoping...
You can look in these drawers, and as you're opening them, you see a small set of child shoes, very much like the ones you saw on the porch. You see letters with no name, and you see more photos of the same family.
Throughout all the drawers. That's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was useless. And I shut the doors. Well, I thought it might point us in one direction, but it didn't. I vote left.
I like left.
Okay, and we should link arms yet or no? Because we all know this is coming.
Yeah, and I'll immediately go between anyone who's not Edward and someone, because he's known for running.
Do you think it makes sense to open both doors at the same time and see what's beyond both of them?
Not a bad idea. I guess we could.
I mean, as long as they don't reach in and get us and pull us in, because then we have half and half, and
We'll just link up and go from...
like the Red Rover style.
I don't follow.
Is where you hold very far apart your arms, and well, the game is someone tries to run through your arms and you try to hold on to each other as hard as you can, but the idea is to make the longest chain we can and have one person open each side.
Yes, that's a very strange game.
Let's see.
You never played that, Professor Chetty? Red Rover, send Teddy over.
My parents didn't approve of roughhousing.
It's fair enough. The skin my knees are easily enough in that game. It's kind of a bleeder game. But I agree with Maria. Let's do the Red Rover and everyone take a handle. Well, 2 people take a handle, I guess.
Okay, so who's going to open the doors?
All open.
Yeah, I can open another one because if Maria's got a gun pointed on one of the doors, or I guess I could point my gun on someone else's door. Teddy, if you want to open the other one.
Sure.
I'd protect you, Professor Teddy.
I believe that you will try.
And Bo, I have
That's
your
fair
6.
Very good. We ready?
Let's see.
Okay. You can both open the door at the same time. Theodore, you open the door. Bo is on the other side, holding onto the door handle. And Bo, you open the door. And there's Theodore holding onto the door handle the other side.
Oh, that's kind of funny of him. All right, I see what he's doing. Doesn't matter where we go.
This is not your Theodore, this is not your Bo.
Just kidding.
I'm gonna close it right away.
You can close the door.
I look back to see what sort of facial expression Bo is making to see if they're like a mirror image.
Okay. Do you do this before or after Bo closes the door?
I think at the same time, probably.
Okay.
So like I open the door, I see Bo, and I turn back to look at Bo.
Your Bo. I'm assuming, Bo, are you looking a bit on edge as you've just opened the door?
I'm looking like, what? And then immediately want to close the door before my brain explodes.
And the Bo on the other side of your door, Theodore is offering you a very wide smile.
And I'm gonna slam the door.
You slam the doors.
So if the way forward is no forward and left is no left.
Bo, the door in front of you slowly creaks open.
Was that the creek or?
That was me making a terrible.
There's no Theodore the other side.
There is no Theodore on the other side?
No. In fact, there is a room. A fairly large room.
It's empty.
There is a sofa. There is a table. There is an open fireplace. And that same painting hung big on the wall, much bigger. The family members in it, however, all seem to be propped up in chairs asleep.
Okay, that's weird.
And if anyone would like to roll me a history check, feel free to.
Does it have to deal with the people in the pictures?
It does.
I'm not looking at the pictures.
Okay.
I will. Not that I'll pass it.
So are you using an
Oh, I
advantage
think that's the
or?
wrong button.
Me?
Yeah. Is anyone using an advantage or?
I have no way of passing a history check, so.
Yeah, I just realized I have 5 in there. So.
I have 40. I'm just
Oh.
not looking at the pictures.
Because I can, I will.
Well,
Okay. So
And I spent 3 points. Sorry, I
Yeah.
got really excited.
okay.
That's the closest I rolled.
And you recognize this style of painting or photo because it's in history books, not the people. But this is something Victorians used to do. When people died, they would prop them up as if they were real and take a photo or paint a picture. And the people in the photo, in the frame, are all sat on the sofa in the room. There is another red door to the far right. You see what you can assume the mother and father, the man and the woman, sat very upright on this sofa with their backs to you. Hair pinned tightly back, very smart. There
Like
are no
the-
children in this room.
So they're in the real life sofa and the painting sofa? Okay.
They are.
Knowing what I... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm still standing in front of the door that had a creepy bow in it. Do we think it's a bad idea to try that again? Now that door's open and I'm not standing there.
You mean you want to open it again?
Just to see.
I mean, I guess give it a shot. It's not at the same time.
I mean, this door's already open. Go for it. It's okay.
I'm gonna open it just like 3 inches.
You open it 3 inches into a corridor. And there are 3 red doors.
I'll just push it all the way open. There's so many doors.
Yeah, but I'm gonna let you in on a secret. This room has some dead people in it, so we might want to go that way.
Go
Yes,
towards-
I'd like to go this way.
All right, and be like, "No, you might want to shut that door." Just kind
I just gently close that other door.
You can slowly close this door. As you do, as the last crack of the door, you see the 2 heads slowly turn around to watch you close the door.
of.
Great.
Teddy, you pick this hallway, you pick the door.
There's three doors.
There are 3 doors. There's one at the very end. There's one sort of a meter or so to your left in front of you. And then there's one 5 meters roughly on your right in front of you.
Are there any pictures on the wall in this room?
There are no pictures in this corridor. Maria, you can look up.
Oh, thank you. I've been pointing my gun at the floorboards for the last 3 rooms.
All right. I have no good reason to pick any particular door, so I'll walk into the room and I'll open up the door on the right.
Are you literally just like, haha, into the room? Or are you
Oh no,
going
I'm like a couple inches.
Okay. You can open it. And the room is very dark. Only lit by a swinging lamp, very much like the ones on the boat. But this shouldn't be swinging because I'm not on a boat. There's no breeze.
I'm shutting it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just turn back to everyone else. I'm gonna test a theory. And then I'm gonna open it again and see if it's different.
There is a little boy the other side of the door. As he
Shut.
looks at you. You can close the door immediately.
All right. Yes. So it seems as if the door actually
There is a
changes.
knock at that door.
You can open it.
I'm actually going to knock back a couple times like I did with Aiden on the boat.
The knock comes back 7 times.
I'm going to open the door without asking permission.
And the little boy stands there in a very smart knitted jumper and shirt,
So, you
trousers,
want to
and
be a
little
mage
shoes.
or a fighter? I can show
Hello,
you how
Professor.
to be a shield.
Can we go now?
And he holds his hand up.
Who are you?
You're so funny. Come on.
And this little boy takes your hand and then reaches into his pocket, chewing.
Breadstick.
I'm just looking back to see how everyone else is reacting to this.
Gun trained.
How old does this little boy look?
Looks about 7.
Oh, what's your name, little guy?
Oh, hello, Bo. Aiden.
And the more you look at him, the more you see it.
No, Professor Chetty, I would not follow. Mayday. Back away from the little boy.
I'm so happy you came along. I was having a nightmare and I thought I wasn't waking up from it.
It could be like it could be well, so Charlie right now looks to you like a toy, and maybe Aiden just looks temporarily right now like a tiny child.
No, I remember Beck said that I probably don't have Charlie right now. He's probably hanging out, chewing on some scrap leather or something.
Beck is an absurd individual.
See, and if we lose Charlie and Breadstick Boy, then maybe this other person has them as apophacy.
And
Maybe this really is him.
Idris, as you say that, you feel the little tug on your sleeve as Aiden walks over. Is like,
Did you say you were looking for Charlie?
Yes. What do you know, little breadstick boy?
No, we're playing hide and seek. I gotta find him.
Yeah, I mean, who else are you playing hide and seek with?
Just Charlie. Well, and the other little girl. But you've got to find each other first, or they get you.
Who's they?
I don't know, you don't see their faces until the last minute, apparently.
but it's okay. And you see this very small Aiden walk back into this room. And Theodore, now you don't just see an oil lamp in this room swinging, you see 2 children's beds. And he gets underneath the covers and puts this duvet over his head. He's like,
See? It's all good. You do this and they can't find you.
All right, Aiden, you stay hiding. We'll be right back.
Okay. 1, 2.
And Theodore, with tears in his eyes, is gonna close the door. Alright, I guess not this door. Somebody else wants to pick a new door.
Sure. I guess. You picked which one?
The right.
I'll just go around counterclockwise and I'll open the middle slowly.
And you open it up on a child's bedroom with a rocking horse now in the corner swaying almost fast as the oil lamp, and that lump in the bed where you hear 3, 4. But Idris, could you make me a spot hidden check, please?
I can try. I tried and I failed.
Then you see nothing.
All right. That's still Aiden in the corner, but now there's a rocking horse, and I shut the door. Who wants the last one?
You can open the last door. There's a set of stairs that goes up.
Before we take these stairs, Beck, he said that the stuff will be wrapped in linen, which is like cloth, see?
Right.
I don't want to go into the bedroom, but if there are sheets, we might want to poke around the beds and just make sure it's not between the mattress or wrapped up on top or under the bed or anything like that.
Damn, I think you're right.
I don't know. I think that those rooms are distractions. Does this look like the stairway that we saw when we looked into the cabin from the outside?
Oh.
Okay.
Strangely, as you stepped into the cabin, you were put straight into a corridor. You couldn't see what you saw inside.
So what if Maria keeps her boom boom stick out and so does Bo? And even Edward. And we just rip the sheets off everything real quick. Do you think, or should we just go straight up these stairs?
We've passed by a couple rooms already and haven't bothered, tearing them apart. I guess we'd go
Touché.
for this last door first. And then make our way back out. If that is the last door.
Certainly, I was not going to suggest sticking our heads underneath a couch where dead people are sitting. But I
didn't want to go in either.
Yeah, well, I guess upstairs we go. Aiden's gonna have to play alone a little longer.
Or see if Charlie finds him.
Let's hope so. I don't really think it's Charlie. I really think that's Aiden. I think so. Let's keep going then, I guess, and get out of here.
We should have asked Aiden something that happened before. Before everything went weird. That something that happened that Apothesis would not know. Because I think it is possible. Maybe this could be Breadstick Boy. Of course, maybe not. But if no, I can always shoot him. I just don't want to leave him here if he's real.
I don't think he's real.
See for sure.
Well, I think it's Eddie's turn to open the door.
So I'm opening the door, or we're going up the stairs?
There is a door at the end of the stairs, if that is the one you wish to open.
Sure, let's do that.
You can walk up the stairway. It creaks the entire way. And you can push the door open. And you're in a room. Another room. And there are 3 doors of this room. And in the center of it is a phone on a table. It starts to ring.
I look back and ask everyone if they hear this phone ringing.
Okay.
Everyone can hear this phone ringing.
Yep. Who wants to answer that?
Nose game.
I will answer if you want. I don't think I could shoot the phone anyway, so.
I mean, I'm the one standing in the doorway, so I probably can just go in and answer it.
I guess we should all go in so we don't get separated, right?
Let's see. But Eddie, I mean this in the nicest possible way. When you do things that some people think are maybe brave, it seems to not be exactly the best option at the end of the day. You tend to get in a little bit of spot of trouble.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Maria.
It's with the little girl and everything else, maybe it's a bit better that you don't answer this phone.
Is the phone still ringing?
Still ringing. There are no answer phones in this time.
That's fine. I just figure if I'm the one standing here, I'd go first, but please, someone else can answer the phone.
I will take the phone. Hola.
10. Ready or not? Here I come.
And then hangs up.
Oh, it's okay. It's only baby Aiden. He is coming to find us.
You hear footsteps coming up the stairs. You just came up. You can hear footsteps from the door to your left, from the door to your right, to the one in front of you.
I shut the door that we came up.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all in the room with the phone now?
You're all in the room with the phone. It has stopped ringing. Maria, are you still holding on to it, or have you put it down?
No, I'm still holding on to it.
Okay.
I want to make a quick spot hidden check in this room, see if there's staff or a thing to look behind for staff.
Okay. You don't see anywhere where a staff could hide. In fact, literally just in this room is a phone that Maria is holding. And the one thing that does sort of spring to your mind is the creaky floorboards. However, what you do spot is a woman dressed in black in the corner of the room.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This lady
Doesn't say anything to you. She seems to be dressed in a habit, like a nun.
Oh.
The sort that would teach at schools.
We can all see it once it's been pointed out to
Once it's
us.
pointed out, you see it, and she stands, watching you, not moving, just watching. Her eyes don't even shift if you move from side to side. She's just there.
All right.
Someone maybe Ask for directions.
I don't know. Anyone here Catholic?
I mean, of course.
Theodore was like shaking his head, like, of course, and then Maria says, of course, and Theodore just tries to stop shaking so violently.
Does she look like a normal nun to you? I don't think I've ever seen one in my life.
I mean, there are differences between the different covenants, I'm sure. It's not like one school uniform for all of the nuns, but
Oh, I guess I'll need an education after this if we make it out, Maria.
Hola, which way we should go?
She doesn't move. You hear those feet running up the stairs.
I don't think she's really a nun, so if you want, I can spill her drink.
I think maybe hold off for a little bit until they make their intentions clear. Maybe just keep going through a different door because something else is coming up. I don't know if it's Aiden. And I think we should just move on. Well, you can spill some drinks if you feel it's really appropriate.
Oh no, another door is fine if someone wants to pick.
All right. Now just like pick.
There is left, right, or straight in front of you.
Is she in a corner between two of them?
Mm-hmm.
Which two?
I go the far away.
Right, the right, and the one at the front.
Far away.
You
I
go to
go.
the left. You can head
Go. What's that good?
over to the left-hand door. And as you do so, she starts to walk. As you open the left-hand door, there's a kitchen. Very simple kitchen. Cupboards, wine rack. There's a dumb waiter. And this nun starts to walk towards you, towards the right-hand door.
If I move, does she follow me?
She doesn't follow you.
All right, if she goes into the room, I'll just shut the door.
What, behind her?
Yes.
You walk into you see her walk into this room.
Mm-hmm.
There are candles everywhere, almost like a small chapel. As you close the door, it clicks shut.
I don't know if I was supposed to do that, y'all, but I just felt like it was maybe appropriate. I can open it again if you want.
I mean, if it's like downstairs, if you open it again, it might be a different room.
Oh, let's test this theory. And I like open it to see if it's a different room.
There's a wooden wall there. There is no room.
All right. Okay. Happy I closed that door. Do we move on to the middle, I guess?
Are you in the kitchen?
See, I thought the kitchen on the left, the chapel now wall on the right, and something in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know. Can I do a spot hidden in a kitchen, I guess, before I totally shut it down to the group?
Yeah, go for it.
That's no good.
Can the rest of us also look into this doorway?
You won't do this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Those who pass, you see a fridge. And on the fridge is a set of drawings, child's drawings. And you see in all these sort of like crayons, like almost scribbled, you see the nun drawn. You see what you can make out now that you're in the room, what looks like a dumb waiter sketched. And you see what looks like, in yellow coloring pencils, a golden staff with a blade on the end, wrapped in linen, under floorboards, on the same page as the dumbwaiter.
Wait, before we close the door, I think maybe we should look into this more.
I have like the knob in my hand. I'm like, oh, you see something important?
I see. They're on the drawings. It looks like a picture of the staff.
All right. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I like open the door fully again, and I'm like, better ladies first.
I think that means just you, see?
Ah, shit. I set myself up, and I like walk in towards where she said the drawing on the fridge was.
You can see the drawings on the fridge. You see other drawings on there. You see the ones that Maria has just described. You also see the picture of a little girl in a blue dress with blue shoes. There's another, a very sort of almost squiggly line of a snake. And then one of an eagle.
I take the one with the staff and I bring it to the group. Just that, like, eyeball again. As you said, it was a dumbwaiter, and then it had one under the floorboard on the same floor.
It shows a dumbwaiter, and then from it you can probably realize that you go in the dumbwaiter, and underneath the floorboards, wherever it takes you, could be the stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we're all fitting in the dumbwaiter at once.
No, I think you're right. I think it's obvious.
Dumbwaiter yet?
I think
What's
the
that?
dumbwaiter's in the kitchen, right?
Yeah, the dumbwaiter's in the kitchen. You can see it off to the right.
What carrying capacity does it look like it has?
One, maybe two at a time.
All right, Maria.
No, it's not me. It's Eddie and Teddy. I mean, that's who Beck talked to, so...
Oh, I guess you're right. I thought we would all go down, but it might not come back up.
I mean, I think maybe we should just start with, you know,
The two. Yeah.
the two. And you have a gun with you. You have the bells with you if you need a distraction. It's the best people to send down first. And Teddy, I'm sure you can figure out what's going on. You're a smart man.
And then we'll make our way up right after you.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just look at Edward.
Eddie just kind of shakes his head and walks over to Teddy and slaps him on the shoulder, and it's like, let's go, I guess.
All right, they will go.
You can pull open the dumbwaiter, and it's literally a very small square. You both have to sort of really sit and crouch to get in.
Okay.
And
So,
it stops. Go on,
How
Maria.
does the dumbwaiter work, speaking as Sage and not as Maria? Like, do we have to, like, or, like,
There is
crank,
a pulley
or...
system. You can see two levers, but there is a pulley system.
Okay. Is it inside or outside people operating this pulley system?
It is outside.
All right, stand back. I got the big guns.
Okay. Could you please roll strength check for me, please?
I'm using an advantage.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good.
And the door isn't like a proper door closed, so it's not like you're sealed in darkness. It's almost like a wire that closes over you, Theodore and Edward, as Maria holds on and you slowly start to go down the shaft. And you soon don't see the kitchen anymore as you go down and further down. You pass what looks like another door. In fact, you pass and look through this wire and see a man and a woman sat on a sofa watching you go down.
I'm just gonna clutch onto Edward's shoulder.
And you keep going. And you go down and you go down until it finally comes to a stop. And this looks like a basement. Wooden floors. Very, very big open space. There's some, not pillars, but like big bits of wall in the way which there's almost bits of like a workshop down here.
All right, I will awkwardly crawl out of the dumbwaiter.
As you crawl out, you can also see a set of stairs that go up to another door, which would take you up out of the basement.
I suppose it makes sense to find something to pry the floorboards up with.
I was gonna, should we put something in the dumbwaiter so that they know we made it down here safe? Because stuff's been pretty weird lately.
Oh. And Theodore will take off his bow tie and set it on the dumbwaiter and then shut the thing.
Okay. And Maria, almost as you stop this and the weight goes out, you feel the police system moving on its own as this dumbwaiter starts coming back up. Edward and Theodore, you're down in this basement. It's a bit musty, but otherwise, that's about it. There are some tools lined up all along the walls. And the more you look at these tools, you realize the ones at the front look like workman's tools. Standard sort of leatherworking and like a hammer and a chisel and things like that. The closer you go along these walls, you see they're more medical.
I will grab like if the hammer has that clawy end at the...
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I'll grab that. And I'll start walking around and like stepping on floorboards to see if any seem loose or squeaky.
Okay, could you roll me? You can either do a spot hidden. I'll let you do a track because you're kind of like tracking. You can use a navigate. I'll also let you use listen if you want, whichever.
I'll do spot hidden and I'll roll with advantage.
Okay.
Can I listen while Theodore's doing that?
Yes, you can.
Oh.
I'll use one of my advantage too, just because.
Okay.
Of course.
You've done it again.
Got two pretty good successes because I spent the advantage first.
And you, Theodore, you're moving around and you can feel with your feet. And as you do, you feel your foot step on a particular set of floorboards. And it's almost like it bows. It doesn't break, but you can feel that there's nothing underneath it, like, supporting it. And Edward, you can listen. And thank you, Anonymous Cheerer, for the 1,000 bits. Thank you so much. But you can listen And you hear scratching from the walls, from the ceiling, from underneath the floorboards. And you also hear the clang of metal, not loud, almost like a tingle. And there is a woman in a long dress at the back of the room, running her hands over some of the tools and the medical equipment, just knocking it together. She doesn't seem to have seen you.
Teddy, do you see this lady?
Have I? What? He was busy like leaning down to start prying the floorboard up, and then he'll look over.
You do see this woman.
Yes.
You see your sister.
There's a lady. And I'm gonna lean down and start trying to pry up the floorboard.
Yeah. Roll a strength for me, or
I'll do strength. That sounds good.
yeah, I think strength. Yeah.
Yay.
You can jam the back of this hammer in between the floorboards and start really sort of levering it up. You can see one of the nails coming up quite easily as you do. And as this sound goes, Edward, you see the woman stop and turn to watch you do this. As Theodore, you manage to sort of split this plank and be able to pick it up and move it off. Beneath this is something wrapped in linen with a snake curled around it. The woman starts to walk towards you both, Edward.
Edward, are you grabbing this or am I?
You should grab it. I've got a gun and a flashlight, and the lady's walking towards us. She probably wants it.
Great. All right. I'm gonna try to pick it up from one end and like shoo like the snake off of it, like hoping it slides down because I'm picking it up off one end. And
yeah, you see it reach out to you, and it does it doesn't hurt you or anything. It does sort of go over you. But as you look down, this isn't a snake. This is a tentacle slowly wrapping around your arm. You can easily pull away from it. And you're holding this thing in the linen.
I am going to yank away from the tentacle.
Nice job.
And
what's the woman doing?
The woman looks over at both of you in this long, sort of graying dress. You think it was white once. As she tips her head to the side. Teddy. And meanwhile, Maria, Idris, and Bo, that dumb waiter, comes up to the top. And it opens. There's a little boy in it wearing a bow tie. He jumps out. You're it! And slams the bow tie into you and starts running.
This looks like one of Prophet Teddy's. But I don't know if that means he is dead or he is okay.
Well, we gotta go down to find out, don't we?
See? But, who goes down next, I guess?
Well, you two ladies go together and I can pulley you down.
We shouldn't leave one person alone. The next
Well,
should
one
only be
person's gonna be alone.
Maybe all three of us can really shove in there.
see, but who works the system?
Maybe it does. Who knows? It might start going. Too hopeful. Will take us to the right floor.
I think it's maybe a little too hopeful, and also a little. I mean, I like you both, but I don't think we could all fit very well in this space.
Fair
You
enough.
hear a voice behind you.
Do you want me to pull it?
Aiden,
Yeah?
do you think you can pull? Well, okay.
And he
Aiden,
looks up at you, and he's sort of fixing Theodore's bow tie around his neck.
Aww.
did you see Prophet Eddie down there? Is that where you got this?
No? I haven't been down there. I don't go down there. I don't like it down there.
Oh, why not?
Well, she'll get you if you're down there.
How long have you been here, breadstick boy?
And he looks around and he looks confused for a moment.
I don't know.
Is there a way to stop her? How do you get away from her when you're down there?
You gotta run really fast.
See, I am not so good at the running, so maybe I should stay up here, and not run, because I have almost drowned. I have fallen on a root. I'm just not good at the running. I think.
Well, let's try this first. And Bo wants to stick his head into the dumbwaiter and just be like, "Hey, Theo, Ed, you guys hear us? You down there?"
Theodore and Edward, please make a listen check as this woman starts to walk closer towards you. Who's singing the name Teddy now?
I want to use my auto success.
You may. You hear Bo calling down this dumbwaiter.
I'm just hugging the linen wrapped thing. I'm gonna stand up and look at the woman. What do you want, Elizabeth?
You can talk to her all you want, but Edward's like pushing you back towards the dumb waiter and getting in front of you. And when he hears Bo shout, he turns slightly back towards the dumb waiter and shouts back up, "You need to send that down now. Thanks."
Oh, all right. We gotta put that thing down. And
You start to send it down. And Theodore, as you are pushed back by Edward towards this gap in the wall where the dumbwaiter will be, Elizabeth smiles and holds out her hand to you. I was always the clever one. But I don't have to be. And she takes another step closer.
Teddy, just tell me you want me to spill the drink and I will, man.
I think Theodore is just staring at her and kind of like lost in it. Like, it's too much.
You can hear the dumbwaiter slowly coming down. Edward, are you shooting her or not?
I'm gonna wait a bit longer.
She takes another step closer. And she reaches for Theodore. She doesn't even look at you, Edward.
I'm gonna physically step between the two of them.
Edward, what are you?
I don't know who this is, Teddy, but it's not whoever you think it is. And he's got the flashlight in his hand, and then he's got his gun out like this. I don't know who this is, Teddy.
You're right. Just please don't shoot her.
And you can shine this light, and you see her sort of actually like wince a little bit. And then her head snaps back to you, Edward.
Are you gonna shoot me, Daddy?
And the voice changes to that little girl's, and you notice she's now wearing a blue dress. That dumbwaiter creaks down. It's not quite here yet, but it's on its way.
I don't know who you are, but you need to back up. You need to stay away from me and Theodore and let us go, and everything will be fine.
The dumbwaiter hits the ground. She lashes out. I need you to make a dexterity to get in there before she grabs either of you. Or a sleight of hand if you prefer. It's either up to you.
Passed.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the way my luck normally goes, I'm gonna spend my last advantage, even though my dex is high.
Oh! Yeah. She lashes forward and her mouth stretches and you hear a horrible scream. However, Edward, Theodore, you can turn and you can effectively dive into that dumbwaiter. And Edward, as you step back, you almost half stumble, pulling down the railing. And the dumbwaiter starts going up. As she starts lashing out at the walls surrounding you, and you can see the scratches suddenly over all the walls in this basement, which you didn't see before. And you go up and up before you see Maria, Idris, and Bo back in the kitchen.
I think Edward, having tripped over Teddy, they're just still in there, however, and he's just got the gun out and the flashlight out, like.
All right, Edward, and I'll like open the thing for them, the gate, and be like, any luck?
Theodore is just like hugging this linen wrapped object, and I kind of feel like since they dove in there, that Theodore probably can't get out until Mel gets out. Not Mel. Edward.
Edward will just set the flashlight down and reach his hand for Idris since she opened the gate to help pull him out because he's kind of sprawled in there.
I will help pull Edward out and then follow up with Professor Teddy, if need be.
Yeah, I'll accept your assistance.
So this is it then.
Yeah, well, you know, with our luck, we could open this up, and it's another trick. So I'm just gonna like unwrap a little bit of the linen and make sure it's not just like a snake or something.
You see
It's a rubber chicken.
it just makes that noise. You see a shine of gold, this solid gold blade attached to this solid gold handle, encrusted with lapis lazuli stripes. And you see you see the Eye of Ra and the Eye of Horus both engraved onto this, and you can see where it would turn and extend out. This is the Spear of Ra.
Yes, I think this is the right thing. All right, I'm gonna rewrap it.
Yeah, don't rewrap it. What if the other god appears? We need to be ready to, do the stabbing.
Yes, but I'm sure. Yes. Well, no. What is it? What if it makes us targets?
I mean, maybe just unwrap the tip and put something like a sock or something over it so it still can, jab through, but you can see it.
All right. Theodore's gonna unwrap it, but very carefully in a way that his hands never actually touch the spear, so that he is still holding linen. And the blade part is exposed.
You can do that.
He's just going on what he was told. The bearer is immortal, and he doesn't want to activate that.
And you see this small Aiden now stood with them, wearing your bow tie.
You got it. We're still playing hide and seek, though.
Did you find Charlie yet?
No. I think she did.
Who's she?
The mum.
Mom.
Lady in the basement?
No. She likes to sit in the living room.
On the couch.
Maybe. It's where she counts.
Well, would you know where this certain I can't remember his name exactly. The apostrophe god.
Apophysis.
That was both Paige and Idris.
That was mostly out of character because I'm like, I bet Paige needs the reminder.
Yeah.
Would be perchance wee baby child Aiden.
And he's sort of looking at you like,
We're just playing hide and seek.
Is he gonna find us?
What do you mean, is he gonna find us? He is
Yes.
this.
Oh. Alrighty. Well,
Anyway, I've got to go hide now.
and he starts to walk out the door down the stairs.
Wait, Aiden, do you know what's the fastest way out?
And he looks for a moment.
The way you came?
Okay, I'll give that a try.
Careful though, they changed the rooms around.
And he closes the door.
Yeah, I thought they might.
Do.
Well, the way we came in here was a wooden wall. Is there any other doors?
The one with the wooden wall was not the way you came in. You have just seen, as we're calling him Baby Aiden. No biting. No.
No biting, Baby Aiden. Would bite the breadstick, not the flesh.
And no, you saw Aiden walk down the way you came in, down the stairs, through the door.
Oops. Okay.
Well,
I
I'll
guess we
start
follow
walking.
him.
Yeah.
You follow him right out.
You open the door and you can walk down the stairs. And you're back in that not in the first corridor, the last corridor. And a woman stands at the end by the door.
Which woman?
Not Elizabeth.
Okay.
Is it the nun?
It's not the nun. This is the mother. She pauses and looks at you and holds up her hand and counts down.
A door real fast.
Yeah, the one directly across from us.
Yeah, you can dive in there. And you hear running down the corridor as you open that door. Do you close it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Just checking.
Wait, let me think. Yes.
I'm just checking. And you slam the door shut. And it starts to bang as she starts to try to get in. And you see young Aiden in there, sort of taking a step back further and further towards the beds. And she found us, she found us. And he jumps underneath the duvet and puts it over his head.
I do it with him. He said this is what you do when they come to find you, so I go do it with him.
Are there other beds?
Yeah, there's 2 beds in here. There's another bang at the door, and you see the door handle start to move. And it clicks.
I'm jumping on the other bed.
Are we all just jumping under the covers?
How many blankets are there, and how many people will fit under them?
You can have 3 under each blanket, so...
Okay.
I yank you down, Maria. I'm just like, get under.
What does Edward do?
He was thinking they were gonna stand, but everyone's jumping under the covers, so he'll jump under the covers too, I guess.
You jump under the covers. And those of you who are under the covers with baby Aiden, that's what we're calling him now, and he's just putting his hands to his lips. And both of you, under both covers, you hear the door open. You hear it creak, and you hear those first footsteps of heels touch the floor. They seem to walk around the room. They circle the bed. You see a light shadow of a tall woman. And you hear, Charlie. You see a hand reach towards the duvets.
Being as still as possible.
Just have my gun, like, poking underneath my body, like, ready to shoot, but I'm not gonna, like, ready, but I'm not gonna.
And you hear, found you. And the covers are whipped off. And you're sat in the living room on a sofa.
All of us?
All of you. Aiden, fully grown Aiden, sat next to you looking very confused, wearing your bow tie. You're in the living room with the painting on the wall. By the fireplace. And the man sits on the end of the sofa with you.
Does he still look dead?
Looked pretty dead. But his head does turn towards you.
I'm standing up.
Yeah, I stand up to look around the room really quickly.
Yeah, you see Aiden stand up, go, wait, what? What? Like, and starts looking around. Where are we?
Aiden?
And Professor, why am I wearing your bow tie?
Why are you wearing my bow tie?
I don't know. I just asked you that question.
Tell me something only you would know.
Like what? Wait, do you not trust me?
What does she call you?
Which
Pointing
one?
at Maria.
Well, it's pretty rude. But Britstick Boy isn't exactly my actual name. I wish someone had used it now and then. And he's sort of now staring at you now. He's like, tell me something only you would know.
I'm like staring at him in the eyes, like being real creepy.
Real creepy. Tell me something only you would know. Also, if you could back up a bit, I've never been this close to a person before. And he leans in almost a little bit to see if you're trying to see what you're seeing. Like, he thinks he's missing something here.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Maybe both at the same time you say how many of Prophet's bow ties you pack before you come. Because that was before all of this happened. I only know.
It depends. How many did you lose in the river? Are we counting those two?
No, before you came, how many you originally pack?
A lot's happened in that point. And he starts like running his hands through his hair. And then you see him spot the other man at the end of the sofa and sort of jumps and panics a little bit. He's like, who's that?
Yes, I'm that guy.
All right, I'm game.
Okay, yeah, hang on. Let me just focus. I need to focus. Does that include this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
17.
Okay. So we are who we are. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Where is here?
Some creepy cabin in the woods.
I'm gonna give him one last like skeptical look, and then I'm gonna hug him.
And he sort of goes very, very rigid very quickly. And his eye, for the rest of you, see his eyes go very wide. And this little sort of like trapped hand, the way you've hugged him, pats you on the back, Theodore. He's like, Professor, is everything okay?
What was the last thing that you remember?
And he pauses again. There was a doctor. I was in an office. He gave me a name tag and said I had to follow him because none of you were real. And you weren't there. You all disappeared.
Have you seen Charlie?
He was with me, but they confiscated him. Said animals weren't allowed, and where was I?
All right.
Well, we're back together again, and that guy is not our friend. He's the reason we're stuck in this hellhole right now. So, we are real. You are real. Let's try to stick together.
He nods very slowly, and he does hug you back, Theodore, and he's like, I knocked 7 times, and everything.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. And he sort of lets go. And what do you do as you stand in this living room?
Open the door that is to the right of the left of the sofa.
Okay. So sort of back the way you came when you first looked in.
Yes.
the door opens, and you're back in that corridor.
With the wilted flowers or the fresh flowers?
The wilted flowers. And you see that red door at the end of the corridor, the one you came in from the first corridor. And the pictures on the walls, they're the same, they haven't changed. Those big wide smiles.
Ignoring them and walking ahead.
The door is slightly open.
I'm gonna like nudge it open the rest of the way with the butt of the spear.
You can nudge it open to an empty corridor. The first one, fresh flowers. Happy drawings, paintings, if that's what you could call them.
Well, this all looks right so far.
Yes, but they said that the doors in the rooms were changing, so... Aiden, do you remember this?
And Aiden pauses and looks. And he's starting to take off this bow tie, and he's like, I remember the corridor, I remember the red door.
No, but you said when you were much smaller that the rooms were changing.
They always change in here.
Okay.
And you can't stay in them for too long. Otherwise they change with you in them.
This sounds horrifying. Let's just open this door.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
You open a door, and you're on the porch. There's that breath of fresh air. You see that swing, still sort of creaking in the breeze. Beck isn't there.
Probably fine, right?
I mean, if we believe that we are actually outside of the house and this is not some extra room.
I believe it. I'm not sticking around to wait.
Let's go.
Going back to the hospital, I guess? Is that where we find him, you said? Again?
Oh, Jesus.
And Aiden's like, I'm not going back to the hospital. They'll put me back in there again.
Don't worry, we have a weapon now.
Hey. And you see this porch and you see this clearing that this cabin is in. And you see the path. And you see these things stood in the forest. And the more you look, the more people you see in the forest. Normal, like sized people. There's no stretched limbs. They're not 8 foot tall. These are all people. They look almost grayish in color. Men, women, children, all stand, all in different types of clothing. Some of them old, very old. And they all stand, not touching the path, but they watch it, and they watch you.
Well, he didn't really want to stick to the path before. Should we try the same thing?
I think this is not right. Do you think we should shut the door and then open it back up again and see if he's there?
Oh, I'd rather not go back inside.
Pray we won't get back out if we go back in.
I'd rather stab the whole house with this stuff than go back in there. He seems to know where he's going, though, through the forest, so... And we know nothing. He said, only walk where I walk. So unless someone knows exactly where to walk, I say... Maybe the path is better. Especially since we were trying to avoid apotheosis before. Maybe we find him if we stay on the path.
Maybe. That's not a bad idea. I mean, the paths do tend to lead back to that crossroads, from my understanding.
Alright, I guess we just keep an eye out then.
Guns at the ready?
Always.
Really question.
No eye contact.
And see if you see someone you think you know. We already have a breadstick boy.
Like, and Aiden is like gripped very firmly onto Theodore and sort of slowly handing back the bow tie as he's looking around at this scene.
I don't have enough hands to put it back on, so he just tucks it into his pocket. He's got the spear.
Okay, so we all hold on to each other and we walk. And don't
Guns out.
talk to them, right?
Don't talk to them, don't look at them, try not to make any noise.
Okay, we can do that. Mm-hmm. Who's going first?
I mean, I have the big gun, so I can go first, it's fine.
I got a little gun. I can go in the middle or the back. I don't care.
Little in the middle.
Yeah, little in the middle. Great. There we go.
Yeah, shotgun in the back.
I'll just step behind Maria.
Edward, where do you go?
Well, if it's Maria, Theodore, Aiden, I guess, and then Idris, I'll go behind Idris, and then Bo's in the back.
Okay. You can start to walk through this forest. There's not really any sunlight here. The trees are tall, spaced out, almost same distance apart. And as you walk, these people watch you. Some of them walk beside you. Some of them walk right next to you. You don't look at them, but you can see their feet join you. And you walk, and you walk. And soon you come back to that crossroads. And the crossroads, the signs are now blank. But there is a third that points back in the original direction you came. And a small toy monkey sits underneath it, clapping the cymbals.
What does it say when we look at it?
Doesn't say anything.
I'm not liking this god. I kind of think he's an asshole.
I think you're right. But the question is he an asshole who's trying to trick us into going the right way to kill us or the wrong way to kill us?
Those both sound like the wrong way to me.
I see, but one way it's him and we can try killing him first, and the other way is not him and we just die.
I bet he's taunting us. I think it's the fake Charlie way.
That's the way we came.
Maybe
Oh, yeah,
he's
I don't know.
waiting at the beginning of this horrible nightmare.
I mean, it seems like maybe it's trying to say that Charlie's back the way we came, so the choice is continue on and try and kill him and hope we find Charlie when all the illusions are gone, or turn around and go back to find Charlie now.
All right, I guess it's. I mean, I guess we just gotta decide: do we go the monkey way or not the monkey way? I don't think Charlie's at the end. I think if I'm lucky, he'll appear if we make it out of this.
I hope you're right.
That's what I'd like to believe too. We just end it all, and what we lost can be given back.
I want to pick up the monkey. Idris, is yours still in your backpack?
I reach back.
There.
See, I think he's messing with us. It's not there. You're holding it.
I don't know which way to go, but whichever way we go, maybe we should keep this.
Yeah, and I'll take it and put it back in my backpack.
You hear the cymbals chime.
I hit it to try to get it to stop.
Where do you walk?
I say back to the beginning is my vote. I just don't. I think there is no north or south here. I don't think the beginning's there. I don't think the house will be back behind us. I think he's just going to be wherever we go.
I think back to the
Hospital.
beginning as well.
Yeah. I have no interest in going back to the hospital.
I don't want to go back there, and if those things are still there, we stand no chance of even finding him. Plus, back to the beginning, he might think we're stupid enough to go out looking after the fake symbol monkey, and he lets down his guard and then do the stabbing.
Right. So, back to the beginning? Beginning.
You know, I love all of you so much. We've become very good friends, but I honestly hope this is not a loop we are stuck in, like Beck said. Because if back to the beginning means I have to do this all over again, I probably will shoot myself before I shoot anyone else.
Fair enough.
And you can start to walk down this path. And you walk in what feels like a straight line for around an hour. And at the end, you see an archway in the middle of the forest. An archway made of sandstone, with Anubis carved on one side and Set carved on the other. And in front of it lays Beck. He's not moving. He doesn't have any eyes. And his sword is gone. And that is where we will leave Call of Cthulhu tonight, ready for next week. Okay.
I did not get to shoot anything.
I mean, there's opportunity.
See, I know, but I'm trying to be good, Maria.
There was a
Oh,
point.
gosh.
There was a point where in character Edward was going to be like, "All right, Maria, what's the point where we just shoot our way out of this place?"
I'm ready.
Guns blazing, die hard level of, yeah.
I mean, Teddy keeps saying I'm smart, so I'm trying to be smart, but at the same time, I'm just like, I thought about like, I dive under the bed and keep my gun trained on those Achilles tendons and like.
I will tell you now, if you had dived under the bed, there was someone under there. So.
Thank you, Bo, for pulling me under the sheets.
Yeah.
Something Maria would never say.
So, awesome. Thank you. everyone, we would love to hear what you think, maybe what your theories are, or if you want to scream into the void, please head over to the Discord. We would love to see you in there. Otherwise, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat right now. Otherwise, a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and also Mage Hand Press. You can see their links down there. Wonderful, wonderful things. Also, don't forget to follow all these lovely people here because they're amazing and they're awesome at role-playing. So please go and check them out. Otherwise, we've got 2 episodes left and see what happens next week. Keep evoking emotions and we'll see you then. Bye!